there is still a lot of risk to the downside. We haven't seen David's second, dip in the recession. And again, the sharps think that inflation will come back at some point.
Hello guys, welcome back to Christian Finance for your regular financial content. And today we'll be taking a look at what Chamath Palihapitiya has to say about the markets from his latest weekly podcast. And then I'll give you my own personal perspective on what's been going on, where we're going to be headed based on graphs and data, of course. And perhaps we'll have a little bit of a switch sentiment from now on because of a couple good indicators that came in.
But the problem is, again, there is still a lot of risk to the downside. We haven't seen David's second, dip in the recession. And again, the sharps think that inflation will come back.
Yeah, and I mean, that's very interesting that he just said right there, obviously with the double dip recession, as well as inflation coming back. But let's get one thing straight here. Firstly, inflation in the US has never truly gone away, right? I mean, yes, for October, we had a 7.7, which was a massive decrease from the 8.2 to 9.1 in the past 7 months. But 7.7 is still serious numbers. It's just a 0.5 decrease from the previous month, which, yes, it's a really good thing, but we're far from out of the woods, as they say, right? Personally, I'm going to need to see at least 4 or 5 months in a row of under 8 to 7.5 inflation rate data for me to actually think logically that we're out of the woods in some shape, way, or form. And yes, just based on what's going on behind the scenes, inflation might very well come back with numbers higher than 8% once again, right?
In the next 6 months. That will keep the Fed's foot on the gas. Maybe it's 2 or 3 more 50 basis point hikes. The point is, Jason, you could be at 5.5. Again, we said this last week. We're going to get to a point that's probably higher than what people expect. That's probably around 5.5. And we'll stay there longer than people want. That's probably through the middle part of 24.
See, that right there is something I actually disagree with Chamath on. I do not think that it's logical for us to think that we're going to go to 5.5% as he said. That means we're going to be getting 3 more interest rate hikes of 0.5% each to put us at the 5.5. And the reason why I think it's unrealistic is because, for one, we already got good data, right? The 7.7% on inflation is good. It's a positive thing. I don't think that the Feds will need to put the foot on the gas pedal for 3.5 increase in interest rates. But more importantly, the US has trillions on trillions of debt, right? And the more they increase the interest rates, the more they increase the interest rates on their own debt, right? And that's just becoming unsustainable. So I don't think we're going to be hitting 5.5. Personally, I think we're going to stay at 4.5 or under. That's my prediction. Perhaps another 0.5 or another 0.25. That's sort of the max extent that I see to it, especially if we keep getting good inflation data. With that, guys, I want to ask you to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. I do put a lot of effort into giving you this regular financial updates. So the only thing I ask for in return, guys, once again, just subscribe to the channel. And even more so if we actually get some good other macroeconomic news, such as an end to the war, which would be massive. Or even better, news that Walmart and Target no longer have surplus of supply, which is really not a good thing, right? Because we reported that last quarter. And it's bad when it's bad macroeconomic time, but you see stores like Walmart and Target having too much supply, right? That's not good. So us having good news on that would be massive for the markets, in my opinion. That's right, here's an interesting tweet from Michael Burry. This one was coming because it has always been this way before. How anyone over the age of 40 not see this coming is a riddle. The answer is being greed. Yes, guys, the market moves in shifts. When you least expect it, when it's on the way up, it's going to crash down. And then when you keep thinking it's going to keep dropping, that's when it rises. Perfect example right here is BTC. And I mean, Bitcoin. Right about a year ago, actually hit the $69,000 mark, which was the peak. And now it's less than a quarter of that price from the all-time high a year ago, which is just crazy. Guys, I want you guys to keep something in mind. If you truly believe in something and you've done your research and you have high conviction on a stock or an index fund or a crypto such as Bitcoin, then on the way down is when you should DCA at least a little bit into it. And then as the market starts to peak out, I want you guys, instead of FOMOing in and continuing to purchase at the high prices, that's the time when you want to actually have a strategy to dollar cost average out and secure profits. Because who cares if you made a lot of money in the short term because you picked a good stock or a good crypto, but then 2 months later it just crashes back down and you didn't take any profits at the top. You only make money when it comes to investing or when you actually secure profits. If you invest at the bottom and then it peaks and then you don't do anything and then it bottoms out again, then you haven't made any money, right? That's just the truth of it. So you guys need to be making strategies for dollar cost averaging in when prices are low, such as right now. And then when prices start to peak, and based on analysis and data and your own personal trial and error, you need to have a strategy to have a way out of these peaks for these stocks and commodities, index funds, whatever it is you guys have high conviction on. Now, Warren Buffett is one I always like to talk to, and that's simply him continuing to buy in 2022. Guys, his saying, be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful, is something that he lives by, right? So all of this year, the price have been down. He's been continuing to purchase his high conviction plays. And last year, when everything was peaking, he was either holding or selling out of positions, right? That's the right way to do it. Keep in mind, guys, most millionaires and billionaires are made during recessions, right? That is just the truth of the matter. In every single crisis, there's opportunity, and so that people adapt and truly succeed in these times. With that, the video is over. If you enjoyed it, like it, subscribe to the channel once again. Let me know other similar content you'd like me to do next in the financial space. And as always, stay diversified.